Hi, everybody. We're going to give it 2 more minutes and then we are going to get started. Oh, not the sneak peek. Yo, I don't know how to do technology. That's gonna be very apparent throughout this entire ordeal. I hear y'all like Jimmy Ellis. Can we talk about that for a second? Do we like Jimmy Ellis? Do we love Jimmy Ellis? Do we hate Jimmy Ellis? I obviously love Jimmy Ellis. But thank you. Thank you to Sam who says, I got this. I have no faith in me, but to know you have faith in me, I'll take it. We love Jimmy. We love Jimmy is king. Jimmy is the best man. True. He is an icon. We do love Jimmy. We have an OL named Jimmy, and we love to make fun of him because they're both Jimmy. Jimmy Babe, Nas, okay. You know I love that for you. Jimmy is a 10 out of 10 and says, okay. Himmy, Jimmy, Himmy. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I wish I could see Jimmy every day. Y'all are funny. All right. Then we're gonna start.
Hello.
Oh, Divya is here. Let's
It's
go.
a party up in here.
We're just talking about Jimmy. Oh,
yeah, I love Jimmy. There's a Jimmy Ellis fan page, but we'll get into that. Maybe you can ask your OLs about the Jimmy Ellis fan page. It's very popular.
I don't know about the Jimmy. Oh,
Y'all go crazy for Jimmy. Okay, I go crazy for Jimmy too. I love me some Jimmy.
I didn't know fan page. I literally, Bella, I love you. I love you all. No, really. It's literally just so much love up in here. Noah asks themselves, what should Jimmy do? What would Jimmy do? And I love
Jimmy
that.
Ellis fan page.
Truly.
Awesome.
Divya, do you have the fan page? Because they clearly.
Yeah, I do. I'll drop it.
Oh, Andrew also dropped it in the chat as well.
Yeah. Andrew beat me to
it. Can Jimmy pay my tuition?
Jimmy should pay all our tuitions.
If you want a Kai
Honestly.
fan page, just go. There's another orientation leader. Just go to his Instagram. He's literally obsessed with me. It's Taraji.Ellington. That's my fan page because he's obsessed with me. So you find that there.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Oh, Brandon can confirm.
No way. Everybody's cheering.
What exactly?
We love Jimmy.
Evan, I'm gonna let you know. An orientation leader is someone who leads orientation. Was that helpful? Were you able to gain some insight? Okay. All right. Okay. So we're gonna get started. Yes. Everyone, yes. Follow me on Instagram. What is this? You know, I'm putting my Instagram in the chat. Jimmy gets love. I want love too.
Yeah, we'll drop ours in the chat because we're the coolest OCs. Like,
no, really.
We're very iconic. And we're here for you.
Yes.
So
basically, as we get into it, oh, David, you want to record? We probably should do that.
Yes, okay. I am going to do that.
Oh, I'm recording.
Yeah. Thank you so much, bestie. Love you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get started. If y'all have any questions, put them in the chat. Somebody will answer it. Or you can unmute. That's fine too. What's next with orientation? So let's start here. I'm Kai Garfield, like the cat or the president, and I am an orientation chair.
And my name is Divya Chitani, and I am the other orientation chair, and we're super excited to be your OCs. We have an amazing bunch of orientation leaders this summer, and they cannot wait to meet you guys. And we get the honor of been spending time with them for the last month, so I bet they're maybe a little tired of us, and they're super excited to meet you. They can never be tired of us, actually. Let me just
Yeah, they could never get tired of us. Brandon can confirm or deny, but I promise you
Yeah.
they're tired of me.
And
'Cause I
Claire.
make them play Mafia and stuff in our little meetings. So like literally they gain very little. They gain very little insight on anything. So I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Orientation leaders are great and you're gonna have a blast with them. So basically, before we dive a little deeper, or I want to explain what an orientation chair is. So basically what me and Divya do is we just kind of like are the middleman between like all the administration and the orientation leaders. And so we kind of help in that area. And we're also there to kind of guide them and help them when they're engaging with you throughout the summer. So yeah, we're just like here to help out, help where needed, and kind of assist if we can. Anything to add, Divya, before we move on?
No, I think you covered it.
Drop
all
the
good.
workout is crazy. The workout doesn't exist. I go to the gym very inconsistently. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all think I work out? I love it here. Okay, so what we got going on the agenda. So basically, we're going to talk about how you're going to be introduced to your orientation leader, what small group meetings are, everything on this list. We're just going to be explaining what it is and then opportunity to ask questions. So yeah, orientation leader, small group meetings, office hours, social and informational webinars, and then time for questions. So yeah, Divya, take it away.
Awesome. So this upcoming weekend, you guys will finally meet your orientation leaders. And here's basically a quick rundown of how that's going to happen. So as you guys all know, you've heard throughout the evening about like a Canvas course, particularly tailored to you and your orientation leader. So your OL will be in your Canvas course with you and monitoring it and adding information as we find out. OLs will use the Canvas to send quick hello announcement, a little like about me, so you feel a little bit connected. I know it's a little difficult because our orientation is online, but we're trying to make it as connective as possible. And this is where you're going to make those connections and meet people in like your little OL group. Like I said, they're going to have a quick welcome and about me section and also some other modules that you will be referring to throughout the summer, as well as a discussion board for introduction so you can meet the other people on your squad. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so just a little like, don't be alarmed if you have no idea what Canvas pages we're talking about right now. Like I promise it'll all reveal itself real soon. You'll get the invitation to the Canvas pages when you hear from your OLs this weekend. Everybody hates Canvas, but it's a little easier for us rather than us spam emailing you. And I promise you, you don't want any more emails after whatever the rest of the summer is going to look like for emails. So yeah, if you have any questions about Canvas specifically, I promise more will come once you interact with your OL, your specific orientation leader. But yeah, basically that. Small group meetings. So your orientation leader will host small group meetings. So if I was your orientation leader, what we would do is we would have one meeting a week for 4 weeks in a row. Sometimes there's a little weird overlap because holiday, like 4th of July kind of falls in it sometimes. So basically you're going to meet with your orientation leader 4 times like in a group meeting setting. And it's also recommended that you meet with them either during a one-on-one or during office hours, whichever one your orientation leader will like do. Some do one-on-ones, some do office hours. It's kind of up to them to kind of find a time that is most flexible for their schedule and for you guys. And so each meeting, it'll have a corresponding like OL-led module on Canvas, so you know what to expect and what happened. And also orientation leaders are meant to be recording them in case you cannot go to one of the meetings, so you can still get all the information that's necessary. Everything is going to be in Canvas. Like basically, the reason we're using Canvas is so that everything is in one place and we don't have to like send you an email here and then the Zoom link be somewhere else and then all this other stuff. And so anything that you can need that has to do with these small group meetings or outside of that, you're going to find it in Canvas. And so, yeah, you're going to talk about so many different things, housing, dining. It's going to be, in my personal opinion, small group meetings are the best place to really get that insider knowledge, because at webinars and things like this, it's really hard to get like not honesty, but it's like this is the place where you want, if you want to know the best places to study on campus, best places to eat, other extracurricular activities, things like that. Like this is the spot to go to get that insider knowledge so you feel a little bit more prepared when you get to AU when it comes to more than just like where is this academic building type of stuff. So yeah. And then Divya.
Awesome. Thank you, Kai. Next, we're going to just be talking about one-on-one meetings and office hours. So basically, your orientation leader is going to be available for one-on-one meetings with you. I know that they're trying to figure out how the orientation curriculum is going to go, whether it's like mandatory for you guys to meet one-on-one or if it's like highly recommended. But as we find out that information, we'll be letting our OLs know, who will then be letting you know. But I highly, highly, highly recommend that you take advantage of one-on-one meetings. Or if you feel a little intimidated by that, there's always the option of drop-in office hours, which will be happening probably once a week amongst for all the orientation leaders. They'll have a set time. Some OLs choose to do only one-on-ones, and some just make sure that they carve out time for office hours. So whatever option is available to you, definitely please, please, please take advantage about that, because honestly, like even during my orientation experience, that was very helpful for me. And as a past OL, I definitely was able to answer more questions during that time. If your OL offers one-on-one meetings, you can sign up for a time slot through Canvas after the OL has officially introduced themselves and we get that up and running. So you will be in the loop regarding when the one-on-one meetings are and when office hours are. So.
Perfect. And so now this is basically just what's coming next, what you can expect. We have decorating your nest, which is basically decorating your dorm room and like what to bring, what not to bring, stuff like that. Academics at AU, what you need, how to prepare for college, stuff, things in that nature, how to use Canvas, because some people haven't used Canvas before. Free in DC, this is all about like learning about DC and like how to do things on a college budget. And how you can have fun in the city and stuff like that. In the city and the district, my bad, don't come for me. Working Eagles, which is like if you need work study, how to do that. That's my niche. So if you DM me or have a question like that, I know a whole lot about working at AU. I have way too many jobs. They literally pay me way too much money. So like working at AU, volunteering, internships, like things around DC, how to do the career center, stuff like that. And then trivia with OLs is basically just some time to connect and kind of get to know people before you get to school. Some people really utilize this and like find their lifelong friends. And so, yeah, it's really just time for us to connect and for you to get as much information out of us as you can before you start school. Oh, and you can, all this stuff is on Engage, the same way you guys found this and signed up and everything like that. All of this stuff is going to be here. And if you follow us on Instagram, which is AU Orientation, all the orientation leaders, we run that, like the orientation leaders like make the content and all that stuff. And then me and Divya just hit post. So like all that stuff you see, well, 98% of that stuff you see is made by us and for you guys. And so if you follow us on there, a lot of information will be shared. It's probably in a more creative way than if it weren't if it weren't us doing it. But yeah, all that information is going to be there for you as well. So yeah, that's really it. Divya, feel free to add more.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. I am so excited. We've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes this last month, and your OLs have been working overtime, and they're super excited to get started on just like the orientation process. And I mean, we can kind of open the floor. I feel like we have some time, like maybe 5 minutes or so, if anybody has any questions regarding any of this information, anything regarding like OL stuff, or questions in general from the night.
How many students do OLs get assigned to? So an OL typically has around 60 to 70 students. And that is going to be broken up into 4 different groups for them. So I know it's a lot. So when you're interacting with your OL, there will only ever be around 15 to 20 people in a meeting at a time. So the OL is going to be trying to balance all 70 of you in different areas. But when you are engaging, it won't be like a really big Zoom room. It's probably going to be like honestly around 15 to 16 people per room, if that. I'm really bad at math, so if 64 divided by 4 is not 16, then my bad. I'm trying my best.
I'm gonna look at the chat too. These video recordings for today should be uploaded to our YouTube, and we will also communicate that on our end. All the OLs are current undergrads. I'm an incoming senior, rising senior. Kai is a rising junior.
What's your favorite
coffee shop?
Oh, this is really like a
very
hot debate at our school.
I would say my opinion, I mean, I like both, but I personally go to the DAV.
Yeah, if you didn't know, there are two.
And that's located in the SIS building. But I also really like the vibes of the bridge. You know, Brandon is like the biggest advocate for the bridge. So definitely if you have any questions about that, like Brandon's your biggest advocate, but my personal opinion, I really like the DAV for on campus, but there's a huge debate of what the favorite coffee shop in the city is. So.
Yeah, coffee shop in the city that's like a big
reach. That's a reach.
For on campus, I feel like the general consensus, please someone, another OL, tell me if I'm wrong. The general consensus is that the bridge has better vibes, the DAV has better everything else. That's like the general consensus there. I personally go to Starbucks anyway because there's a Starbucks on campus, and I'm just there all the time. But if I'm off campus, it's definitely Compass Coffee. My friend works there. It's a beautiful little vibe. When we have gotten an email about Canvas, you haven't yet. You should be getting that this weekend. So they may go on Friday or Saturday, but they should be coming out this upcoming weekend, and that's when you'll get your contact with your OL as well.
I did want to plug something in that I saw in the chat. AUX is like a mandatory class that you guys all have to take, and maybe, who knows, some of your OLs are also part of the AUX team. So you may have us as your peer facilitators.
Yep. So every AUX class has like a student who like helps facilitate the class, and Divya and I are actually both one of them. So you might end up with us.
Yeah.
To say, actually, I'm to say, if you literally say I'm doing 9:45 on Tuesdays. So
yeah, I have like 3 sections on Monday, and I'm also a senior peer facilitator. So if you have any questions about AUX,
yes, Brandon's
we've got you, and Brandon, yeah, we've all got you.
Which coffee? I have no idea. I don't even drink coffee. I feel like bad for like weighing in on the coffee debate. I literally don't even drink coffee, but sorry.
I mean, I think if you do drink coffee, it wouldn't hurt to have a Keurig. It also like just helps you save money.
Yeah. Like, how often are you drinking coffee? Like, are you drinking coffee every day? Then it might be better for you to have the Keurig, because you're probably going to be like using all your money and like dining dollars or whatever at the place on campus. You might want to use those for other things. So if you know you're going to be like having at least 2 cups a day, it might be more beneficial for a Keurig.
Yeah. People are saying, where's the best place to eat? I know I'm not going to speak on this right now, but basically there's a lot of new options being added. You guys are very, very, very lucky to be having a Panera Bread and a Qdoba. Like, you guys, like, that's count your blessings.
Yes, y'all are literally blessed.
Yeah, the school is pulling out all the stops for you guys. So.
I know, literally class of 27 is up because this is not around. This is not here for me. But I see a question that says, what's your least favorite restaurant or dining option on campus? I feel like that's hard. I feel like I personally don't like TDR because I don't eat that much. TDR is the terrace dining room, like our main dining hall. I don't eat a lot in one sitting, so I'm like normally going there to get like a plate of fries, and then I leave, which feels like a waste of a meal swipe for me. But like other people, like literally all my friends go to TDR and stay there for at least an hour and a half. So like it really is. It's kind of, I feel like my opinion is like kind of bad on this, but Your OL will have like better, like more tailored advice for you, because once they get to know you and you guys get to know each other, it'll be a lot easier for them to make like better suggestions for you.
Yeah. I saw two other questions.
Okay.
Somebody said iced chai. I love a good chai. I feel like I make really good chai, but if I'm not making chai, I am definitely going to the Dav to get chai. So you guys, it's your choice, it's up to you. Keep us posted. That's the biggest debate on this campus. Um, Somebody said, what furniture represents you?
Yo,
I've never really, I don't really know. It's not almost 9 p.m. I can't think that far, but that's a really good question.
I
Maybe one of
love
your
this.
OLs will use that as an icebreaker.
I'm gonna answer it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two different options. Either one, like a shoe display, because I like sneakers and I like have little like clear
Mm,
cabinets that I put my shoes in, and like I'm looking at it right now, but like they're all like cute and like stacked real nice. That, or I feel like I have the energy of like a really cute
Yep.
Rondo bed. I'm not sure if you know what that
ooh,
is.
yes,
It's
yes.
like the bed that like you know what a trundle, like it folds in and like it's nice and
Mhm.
pretty, and then you like whip it out and like you did not know there was a bed in there. Like that's kind of me. You kind of get what you get.
Yeah,
So,
I would say I would represent, there's like this like basketball swivel chair that I've been meaning to get. I just think that would be like so fun to just like collapse in at the end of the day. Um, or like in my house right now. Yeah, probably like my couch is really good for like napping and stuff. But these are pretty good questions. Um,
do AU students like the change of dining stuff? I can't speak for all AU students, but I know like our student government did like a poll during our last election or something, and people said they didn't really like the change, but it wasn't necessarily the change that had to do with like what they were adding. It was like they're happy with the food, obviously. Who's not happy with Cordoba and Panera? I think it was more
mhm.
so like just the abruptness of the change. But other than that, I don't think anyone's too like outraged about the food.
Yep.
Any tips for your first semester? Don't stress about it. I feel like that is the biggest piece of advice I can ever give. What's going to happen? It's going to happen regardless if you break down crying every night or if you just allow yourself to breathe. Go ahead, Brandon, pop off.
This is my question. Let me tell you, life is never that serious, and I
No.
mean it and I stand by it. I promise you, you will pass. You will do well. If you fumble the bag a little bit, it's okay because sometimes we have to fumble in order to get the touchdown. And on top of that, your friends are going to be like family and literally lean on them. I promise you. And also, this is what I say to every single queer student at AU: be queer, have fun, and don't take it so seriously. That's all. Have a
Yes,
great day.
this is why Brandon is the love of my life. Right there. That was
Daily.
perfect advice.
Like hello.
Like
It's
what?
Yeah.
never that serious.
It's not. I feel like at the end of the day, you're gonna get your hopefully you're gonna get your sleep, you're gonna have a nice meal. Like that, like it's gonna happen for you. So like just be thankful, be glad you are where you are, and like try to just enjoy every day. Like I promise, if you're having a bad day, you can't get out of bed, go to Starbucks.
Yeah, treat
Spend
yourself.
$50 on something you don't need.
I live off my silly little treats.
Like
Like ask
literally live
anybody.
off
Literally ask anybody. Like
yeah. The problem then lies when like silly little treats turn to
mm,
$200 sneakers. But like we don't all need to.
so real. I don't, yeah.
Claire, go ahead. Say your
I
take.
was literally gonna say Brandon's so real. I think of myself like my freshman self as like way too much of like an overachiever, and I always felt like I was falling so far behind, even though I just started. And like being in OL was like my eighth job on this campus, which is crazy. So really just like slow down and realize like everyone's like at their own pace, and you really just have to figure out what you want to do and like what works for you, and just like go down like your own path and try to like put your blinders on, because I think sometimes at AU you could like feel like everyone's doing so much but like you're not doing enough. You are doing just enough. You're slaying, you're perfect. um yeah, so that's freshman year, just like
Perfect advice.
chill.
I feel like we're all just like calm the F down. I feel like that's basically our vibe in its totality, but like it's so real and so true. Yo, they're really closing the
But
room at
yeah,
60.
I could just sit here and just talk, but
I know. But any
we'll
last
we'll
question?
definitely have to, create another Zoom thing, like conversation with the OCs. I think this is really
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah, no, honestly, I
so,
love talking to you guys. So if you
yeah.
want more of us, just literally say so. Spam our Instagram comments.
Yeah.
Give us
We want
more.
more OC content.
Oh, Danny, get it, Danny, I guess. um, any last minute
Over
questions?
Stanford is wild, but love that.
Yo, it'd be crazy. Also, everyone who said they love shoes, I love y'all. Shoes are like my
Yeah,
identity.
shoes is a love language.
Y'all see it during welcome week. Don't worry. I'm gonna wear a different pair every day. Just for y'all.
Awesome. Thank you guys.